Let's go right there. Hello, everybody. A real quick live on Thursday, the 29th day of 2023, 3:45 p.m. I'll be live a little bit later on tonight. I'm going to be live Saturday. I said last night's live I was going to be live on Friday for a concert. I'm going to be live Saturday for a concert, not on Friday. So let's get to it real quick. 20 things that 20 things you need to know really quickly here. The verdict being read in the trial for former Parkland School Resource Officer Scott Peterson. He was acquitted of all counts, and he was the officer who stayed outside during the February 2018 mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, finding him not guilty on all counts. Let me hop back over here real quick. And story number 2. DOJ is prepared to seek indictments against multiple figures in Donald Trump's orbit, and will likely bring additional charges against Trump in coming weeks. This is reported by The Independent. There was an evacuation earlier from the Supreme Court's front steps following discovery of a suspicious package. That story broke about 2 hours ago. Again, multiple law enforcement were evacuating numerous individuals in response to a suspicious package discovered on the steps of the Supreme Court, as multiple rulings are coming down today. We'll touch on that in just a moment. France has halted all public transportation across the nation beginning later tonight, as 40,000 federal and local police have been deployed across the country in hopes to quell the nationwide protests and riots that have been ongoing for almost 2 straight days now due to the shooting death of a 17-year-old by police officers after a traffic stop. This would be our normal little quick humorous break. This one, though, he's trying to get the bear to eat McDonald's. The bear puts its paw up, will not eat the... Let's go back to the start and run that through one more time. Didn't want to fry. Tries to give him the burger. The bear says no. Takes the bun off. Just gives him the meat. The bear not only says no, the bear puts his paw up and says no. I don't know. Maybe something to think about. That's what we try to do here. All right, moving right along. This MAGA follower believes Trump is still president. We're going to listen here real quickly to this.
Trump is president right now.
Let me get it. There we go. Total volume up.
Donald Trump is president right now.
He's currently the president.
Absolutely.
He is still president. There's a lot of things that this Biden person does not have, like the presidential seal and things like that, that are pretty obvious.
But Biden doesn't have the presidential seal?
No.
When he speaks, there's a presidential seal in front of him.
It's not real.
What is he doing as president?
He is in charge of the military.
Great.
The military is in charge of this whole thing.
The military were put in charge in 2018 when President Trump signed an executive order.
The American military arms that are going to Ukraine, we have Donald Trump to thank for that?
No.
That's
two militaries.
There's two militaries.
There's a good and a bad.
So there's two militaries. Donald Trump's in charge of the good one.
Yes.
Biden's in charge of the bad military?
That's exactly right.
There you go. That's exactly right. All right. Again, just a little something to think about. As is this, one gun's not enough for this congressman. Here's Ronnie Jackson from Texas. He's got to show off double fisted automatic weapons. Just saying. All right, here's a little comedy for all of us from the one and only Trey
While
Crowder.
marriage got legalized, felt like we're moving in the right. As Pride Month draws to a close, I find myself reflecting on how it feels like we've backslid a little as a country. You know, for a while there, gay marriage got legalized, felt like we're moving in the right direction, but lately it's starting to feel a little Westboro Baptisty around here again, you know, and it seems to be mostly aimed at the trans community, which is odd because they make up like less than 1% of the overall population, yet to hear the right tell it they're an existential threat to kindergartners everywhere.
Thank you, Twitter. My bad. Here we go. Take two.
Legalized, felt like we're moving in the right direction, but lately it's starting to feel a little Westboro Baptisty around here again, you know, and it seems to be mostly aimed at the trans community, which is odd because they make up like less than 1% of the overall population, yet to hear the right tell it they're an existential threat to kindergartners everywhere. How does that work? They're making whole laws about it, targeting these people specifically. Do some of these anti-trans laws are so specific in nature, they might as well be called the Make Zoe Sad Act of 2022. Right? It's also bully-ish and upsetting, and it's like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this to the trans community now? And I do have a theory, right? I think with these people, you got to realize it's very important to them to be able to hate something out loud, right? We all know they got their secret prejudices too. We know you get them together behind closed doors and it's still N-word this and Jews control the weather that, right? We know that. But that stuff doesn't scratch quite the same itch for them as being publicly bigoted does. That's the good stuff, right? That's what they thrive on. And for most of this country's history, they've had it available to them. For a long time, their target was black people, right? And then the civil rights movement, the March of Progress said, hey, you can't do that to those people anymore. You're going to have to get by on dog whistles and code words. You can't be openly hateful to them like that. And so they begrudgingly moved on to their next target, and the process repeated itself, right? They went from black people to gay people and Mexicans, and after 9/11, it was Muslims, right? And on and on and on. Until one day, sometime late in the Obama administration, they woke up and suddenly realized there was nothing left that it was acceptable for them to hate in public anymore, and that prompted an existential crisis. And at that moment, two things happened. Number one, Donald Trump showed up and opened up a whole new world of public bigotry possibilities to these people. And number two, they found out about transgenders. Right? North Carolina comes up with some silly bathroom bill, and papaws everywhere perk up like, what's pooping where now? Not in my town. These are the Lord's shitters, right? And then they were off to the races after that. They soon realized that in the trans community, they had the perfect target because they are such a small minority. It's harder for them to push back. It's not racial or ethnic in nature, which means they could attract bigots of all stripes to their cause. And also, they could very easily twist it into being about the children, right? You put all that together, and buddy, you got the perfect hateful stew going and make.
That is Trey Crowder. His latest. To catch the rest of it, follow Trey Crowder on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Our next of the 20 things to know. This has been confirmed. Metrics show a disruption to satellite internet provider Dozer Teleport, which supplies Russia's FSB, that's formerly the KGB. It also supplies Gazprom, Rostom, and military installations. The incident comes amid a wave of cyber attacks by a group claiming affiliation with the Wagner paramilitary company, the PMC. So, is Wagner getting ready to launch an attack other than cyber against Russia? We talked earlier about the Supreme Court, the steps of the Supreme Court, and a bomb being a suspicious package being there, potential bomb. Thus far, we have not heard whether it is or not. Suspicious package we assumed has been removed, but we do not know. Anyway, there was a ruling come down today, as this is the final day of the Supreme Court session. And in the ruling, the Supreme Court ruled to do away with affirmative action. And what that means is that colleges will no longer have to take into consideration someone's race when admitting them, meaning that colleges no longer have to accept someone because of their race when denying them. Oh, here is the counter ruling. This is the ruling in dissent written by Justice Jackson, our newest Supreme Court justice, with whom Justice Sotomayor and Justice Kagan join in the dissension. She wrote, Gulf-sized wealth-based gaps exist with respect to the health, wealth, and well-being of American citizens. They were created in the distant past, but have indisputably been passed down to the present day through the generations. Every moment these gaps persist is a moment in which this great country falls short of actualizing one of its foundational principles, the self-evident truth that all of us are created equal. That again, written by Justice Jackson. Proud Boys, this comes from Scooter. Proud Boys everywhere, this is a final warning, is the quote. A neo-Nazi collective issued a video to Proud Boys following a fight where PBS beat up local neo-Nazis, demasking them. Quote, you are urged to seek safe harbor in local nationalist organizations, otherwise pay for the mistakes of others, end quote. Threat going out to the Proud Boys from Patriot Front and other neo-Nazi organizations. Here's the video.
It's time for our young men to learn the ropes, and that includes losing a few battles, which is what you have seen here. On June 22nd, Rose City Nationalists left the 3M banner. With that being said, conflict between them and the PDX Proud Boys is personal beef that put innocent nationalists in the crosshairs. For that, Proud Boys everywhere, this is a final warning. You are urged to seek safe harbors in local nationalist organizations. Otherwise, pay for the mistakes of others. Good night, Gay Pride.
Incredibly violent notification to other members of the far-right community there. The Proud Boys being threatened. In the news, the FDA approves the first ever over-the-counter erectile dysfunctional gel. If you ask an artificial intelligence, what is Erexon erectile dysfunctional gel and how effective is it? You can read the artificial intelligence comment here. I just found it rather, I don't know, weird. Over-the-counter erectile dysfunction gel. Okay, I'm not going to play the audio here because the N-word is repeated over and over and over and over and over for a solid minute, screamed at this black female police officer. So much so that the Latino police officer comes over and stands beside her to shield her from the camera in case she wants to give him a kick in the teeth. We show all the time officers kicking people in the teeth and things like that. We show a lot of officer aggression and officer responses that do not hold their composure. This time we're showing one where an officer does hold their composure, because that does happen too, and it's not brought to attention enough. What Donald Trump, this comes from Victoria, what Donald Trump said out loud, millions of fathers with gorgeous, sexy daughters think about. No. First of all, no. The acceptance is so we need a new word because it's so beyond cult-like. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. Let me read through this. What Donald Trump said out loud, millions of fathers with gorgeous, sexy daughters think about. You think fathers whose daughters are up in Playboy or are actresses or models who use their sex appeal to promote their attributes don't fantasize about them? It's called being human. No, it's not, you freaking freaks. I'm sorry, but it's not. Oh my gosh. All right, next story. I don't think people are even prepared for how weird the world is about to get. GOP congressman suggests UFOs may be, quote, ancient civilizations, end quote. The DeSantis, here's the Ron DeSantis campaign. We do need, in all fairness, we need to do an update on what Ron DeSantis has been up to. Let's listen in.
That you'll never be our president. You're just another establishment little bitch. Thank you.
Well, okay, let's just, some people are actually here to see me, you know? Some people actually like me. For instance, show of hands, everybody. How many of you are actually going to vote for me? One guy. Okay, I guess this is just really awkward.
That you'll.
Okay, just so you know, this is the lady in white speaking. This guy's sticking the microphone down so that candidate DeSantis can hear.
That you'll never be our president. You're just another establishment little bitch. Thank you.
Well, okay, let's just, some people are actually here to see me, you know? Some people actually like me. For instance, show of hands, everybody. How many of you are actually going to vote for me? One guy. Okay, I guess this is just really awkward.
Wah, wah, wah. That's our update on the DeSantis campaign as he rallies voters. Hold on a second here. Hold on. July 4th is just around the corner. I personally have burnt myself letting off fireworks. This is just a reminder to always use caution and always pay attention whenever fireworks are being ignited. Wait a minute. Let's do this one more time. There we go, and here we go. Let's watch that one more time. Watch the lady in red right here get up and get her kid.
You cannot stick it in the ground. It's not going to work. Who did that? You got to put it in the shoe.
Always use sensible, adults only handle fireworks, and make sure if you're an adult handling fireworks, you're not a complete farging idiot. Two other stories to wrap up. This defender of ants came out 35 minutes ago, not in jail is the message. Hashtag defender of ants, hashtag DOA. As we said on here, despite strained relations for whatever reason, one thing we were certain about is DOA should not be going to jail over the nonsense that he was dealing with. I think this means a continuance, and I don't know if it's 2 weeks, 2 months, but the hearing will continue, apparently. The final thing we're going to talk about here in this short, brief live, I wanted to do 20 items in 20 minutes. Had to replay a couple of things, so I'm a little bit long. Apologies. But here we go. Taylor Taranto, my bad. Taylor Taranto. You may know that name from, if you've been following the J6 or if you've been following the 1776, Taylor Taranto was down at the mall, not on a regular basis, but he made appearances down there. Was recognized by Anarchy Princess as someone who was at J6. Has since been seen at the J6 Vigil. You can find a lot of information. He has his own channel, actually, so you can find the guy if you don't know who he is. You may be seeing him on your network news tonight. You may be trying to explain to family members and friends some lore about, oh my gosh, I know this guy. Why? Well, reports are allegedly he was in Barack Obama and Michelle Obama in the Obama family backyard, also near, I believe, Representative Rankin's house. But definitely in the woods, in the backyard behind the Obama house. We know this because he was taken into custody, allegedly, by United States Secret Service. And according to reports from Anarchy Princess, she was told that Taylor is going to be going away for a while. That video of him actually filming himself in the woods could end up being rather incriminatory. He talks about getting the shot a lot, and he's not really a photographer, so that could come into question. He had some rope with him. He had some other items. He found some stuff, allegedly. A lot of things. So do not be surprised if in the next sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours, you do not hear the name Taylor Taranto on national news if everything plays out as it appears to allegedly have happened. All right? All that said, I'm getting a storm here right now and possibly severe, and I was planning on ending this anyway because I'm going to pop back on for another little short live, but it just got really, really dark outside. I don't know if you could tell it from the camera, but I'll just show you here. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and just give you an idea of the how dark it suddenly got in here. Sun is gone, and we are getting a massive storm. So I may hop back on in just a couple of minutes and do a storm video, depending on what happens. But I'll be on a little bit later on tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We're doing it under 25 minutes. So 20 things in 25 minutes, that's not bad. Talk to you soon. I love y'all. Thanks for being here.